All right, hello and welcome back, everybody. This is David with Faramir's Rangers. We're bringing you a big, giant-sized episode this time. Picking back up with our Austria All Out War, where we declared war on every nation before the end of turn 1, just to see how long we could survive. Well, surviving is what we're doing, and we're doing it well. We're pushing on. We have a pretty good central hold in Central Europe. Well, said central too many times, I think, but I think things are going pretty good for us. We're laying siege to Paris, my friends. Yes, we are making the westward push. So, we have set up our meager army to bombard the French at the corner of the fort. So yeah, we're decimating their troops already and cutting ahead. You can see we've already taken out several units of the French, and there is some units coming in the back that I didn't pay attention to, so I got to quickly regroup as they are coming in hot, baby. And I cannot lose this artillery. If I do, yeah, Battle of Paris is over, because that's pretty much my whole stick in this. So I'm going to have to use the general here. Risk his neck to delay that cav from getting into my artillery, give my infantry time to set up, which they have. So it is now time to pull that general out so he doesn't get blasted one, because I am definitely going to need the general. He's not necessarily as important as my artillery is, but he's right up there with the, you know, like a tick under it, I guess. So we got the cav dealt with. There is a line infantry coming out, and that's going to be all of the French reinforcements that are going to be coming into this battle. But that's not all the reinforcements that are in, because the Spanish are assisting the French as well. So they got a whole stack of Spaniards coming in to help them out. So we got to deal with that. Just gonna keep peppering this line infantry with some shot here as he comes forward. Since he's out of the fort, shouldn't be as difficult to rout this guy off, hopefully. So we're gonna work him down. Now I've already, you know, I've been editing this down, so we're already a quarter of the way into this battle, and we've taken pretty much all the French that are in the fort out of the fight. So that's the good news. We almost got the French reinforcement army dealt with. That's the other good news. The bad news is we haven't touched the Spanish really at this point. So we're going to have to deal with that. We have got this French unit already down to 89 men. That's good, because we're about to give them a full frontal here with a couple of volleys. That's going to give us some excellent accuracy for our crappy Austrian line infantry. And that sends that French line reeling, so our general can run him down the rest of the way. And we can get our art back to doing what it needs to do, which is taking care of these dudes in the fort. You can see just a few French units left, the majority of which now we're going to be dealing with the Spanish. Although there is still some French left. But keep in mind they had 20 plus the 2 units, so that will give you an idea how many we've taken out. There's just a couple men in that unit, so I'm going to start doing this. I don't know how long the Spanish are going to take to get over here, so we're going to start shifting over to the right, because I'm afraid time is going to be a factor. We're already over the halfway point now, as you can see. I've been just editing this down because of the time factor of canistering these, oh, not canistering, but carcass shotting these guys down. There's heaps and heaps of bodies in the corner of the fort there. So as we make our way over, we're going to trounce up there and kill these off, these like little 2-man units left of this French, and then we're going to look to take some of these gates. We'll see what the Spanish do. A lot of the Spanish are all the way in the opposite corner of the fort. Okay, it does look like our movements have invigorated the Spanish forces as they look to be coming towards us now, which is a good thing. If nothing else, if they do get to the center of the fort, then we can use our explosive shells on them in the center. We'll see where they end up. Main thing is there's only like one, I believe, French line left in the fort. The others are over on the other side of the fort, which are artillery and a cav. And speaking of which, we got a Spanish cav coming out. We're going to quickly be able to deal with him. As you can see, most of their boys are laying dead on the ground as we make our way to the gates. It's kind of a guessing game to know what the Spanish are going to do here. Are they going to come try to repel me off the wall? It looks like they're standing their ground in the center. But who knows? They could be marching forward slowly. Nonetheless, we have taken care of their calves, so their calves gone. We can start setting up our artillery now, as it is safe. And it looks like the Spanish are coming at me. So we'll see how that goes down. Well, one thing's for sure, if the Spanish do start coming at me and start scaling the walls, we're going to have to reverse course and take our artillery back to the corner. But it's kind of hard to say at this moment. We got one artillery ready to fire. I mean, it looks like they're coming slowly. Start getting the rest of this artillery ready to fire. And we got our lines here to protect in case any cav comes around the way. We're going to go ahead and pull our line off the walls because we're kind of close to the walls anyway. And it looks like the Spanish are maybe going to try and pile out of the fort. But they got to take the gates back to do so. So we're starting to get off the walls. I don't know what to do here yet. This is still kind of a wait game. Unfortunately, I can't really get good shots in. Get some hits on this unit in the center of the fort. Yeah, we're still on a wait and see kind of basis. Time will become a factor soon, though, because we're almost 3/4 of the way into the battle. We got a... I don't know, it looks like that Spanish unit's trying to squeeze its way through the gates there, but we do have the gates, so it's interesting. But we can maybe... you know, you can kind of cheat with your canister shot and shoot through the wall. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and mash forward. The Spanish did start taking the walls, so you don't have to see the slow, limbering pace of the artillery making their way back to the corner. I've gracefully edited this down for you so you're not, you know, scraping your eyes on the screen waiting for this movement of this artillery, as we are taking down one line infantry already that came out of the fort, and he's about to rout. We got 3 of them on the walls and almost the 4th coming up the ramp. So this is ideal, even though we're just at the we're almost at the 3/4 mark. That unit should not come back. We're going to risk getting the general into him just so we can shatter him. That does put our general at risk from shots from the walls. But we are setting up the artillery to start getting some fire into their little hides. Okay, they're starting to get some shots in on the general. Luckily, we have not lost the general. So let's get him out of there, because that unit is shattered now, and we start getting our shots in. Our general's almost routed. Not really probably the wisest move on my part, but didn't want to keep dealing with the Spanish unit. All right, starting to get some nice hits in. Already got one of them down to 30. See if we can whittle down some of these bigger units. All right, we're moving forward, breaking little pieces of the walls. We got these guys pretty much whittled down, so it's time to go ahead and start taking the walls. We got about an eighth of the time left, so we should have plenty of time to get up there and take the walls. There's only 11 men in this unit, so once we scale the walls, we'll be able to take them fairly quickly. There's barely anything in those other two units as well. And it should be pretty easy going. Okay, so jetting forward in time a little bit, we are shifting over to the right with the artillery. Our right, I can't even get my directions right. It was the right the last time. We're going to the left this time, Dave. Get it together. We're taking the center of the fort. The French line that was left is looking to come to block us out. But we already have the timer going. Let's try to keep them from bumping us out of that, which hopefully we can do. The two French line, the Spanish don't look like they're interested in helping. We got all four of our infantry going in for this move. And if you're curious, because of losing some of the footage that I had edited out, we did take out pretty much the majority of the Spanish army that was over there, except for there's like, I think it was 2 units that had a little bit of infantry left and one that had about half strength. So that's what's climbing up on the walls now. Looks like they were starting to go down off the walls into the fort. And we got the 3 French units that were 3 French infantry units that are left in the fort. Doesn't look like they're going to try to bump us out of the center, so we should be able to take this fort no problem, even with their Swiss guards coming to bear on my 2 crappy... Oh, here, and speaking of the devil, unfortunately, looks like the French are coming in with a bayonet charge in the center. But in the meantime, we are using cannons on these Spanish trying to come out. And looks like we're holding to. The timer is still going, so we have blocked the French from getting to the center. 20 seconds left to go, hopefully before they get to my artillery. That would be nice to see, as we can't seem to shoot worth a damn to shoot down the Swiss. We only took them down to, I guess they're probably just a little bit over 100 men. I mean, a little bit under 100 men now. We'd only killed 20 of them previously when I looked. Okay, they are into one of my artillery units, but it's all for naught, because we took the timer all the way down. Alright, so Paris has fallen, my friends. Okay. So editing ahead, because I did lose or did not record some of this footage. After I took Paris, I did move my army out because there was a substantial amount of Spanish troops that were coming. So I moved that 4 line infantry and the 5 artillery and that general out of Paris, and I took my army that was in Amsterdam, and I took out Flanders. So we now have Flanders under our control, and I'm starting to recruit up some more line infantry. And yeah, so the idea is with the army that took Paris initially, now that the Spanish have Paris, I'll take that army back to Paris and retake Paris on a siege if they maintain all those men. The remnants of the French forces are pretty smallish. So we got France on the ropes here. And that's interesting. The massive Spanish army that was in Paris does come to take Flanders back, which they haven't owned since for quite a while, because France has owned Flanders for the majority of this campaign. And here you can see this is kind of interesting because I'm in a rock and a hard place, because we've got the French and the Spanish sandwiching me in here like a, well, like something. Got my carabiners coming in, though. Luckily, I'm using the general to block them in here, cock block them, whatever you want to call it. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, trying to kill off this cav with my boys. Hopefully I don't kill my general here. Alright, let's get the artillery moving over. The Spanish are lined up in a long line across, so that should hopefully give me time to bring all my men to the field. And that's going to be saying something, because I don't know how long it's going to take to bring my men off the map onto the map, because this is the reinforcing army. The 2 little citizens are the army that were the main force. This is the reinforcing army right here. Okay, that little guy, I've got to deal with him, even though I've got to risk this cav. I don't want that light infantry coming up to hurt my artillery. So I've gotten into their light infantry, and that does give a little bit of a delay for letting my artillery and some of my infantry come onto the battlefield, because it has drawn the attention of their infantry. So now let's get the hell out of Dodge with that cav. Hopefully we don't lose it. And I think I've got enough to maybe hold out until the rest of my units come on the field, as the Spanish are still pretty strung out. You can see my 2 citizens over there to the left top of the screen kind of being a diversion to keep some of the Spanish units interested while I bring on my main body of my force. And it's kind of working, because the Spanish are going back, which is really helpful. Like, amazingly helpful, actually. Alright, so let's get to it. They're coming at it full strength now. I did lose my 2 citizens. They heroed out for me, so that was very nice of them. They're pushing hard on my right flank here, so it's going to be a minute before I get my reinforcements over there. Using what I can and by every means necessary to hold on. Trying to get the rest of this artillery set up so we can start laying the wood on them. We got some cavalry coming in behind. Still got units coming on the field. Alright, finally I've been able to reinforce the right wing of my army, but it's under heavy pressure here, to say the least. And I am using my artillery to try to whittle down some of these forces, because it's not like my left wing of my army is that strong either. So I have fended off the cav that was into my left, but they have two pretty decent sized line units coming up, but I have peppered one of them that's starting to rout with a lot of artillery fire. We're going to square up here, hold some of these line hopefully, and that will give my other two line behind the ability to shoot in that melee mess there. Got some routing going on. That's really good news. Got my two reinforcing militia. I'll take what I can get, militia or not at this point. All right, so this is actually going fairly well because I've got these units on the right, which is where the strength of the Spanish is, tied up. And in the center especially, there's a lot of units tied up in the center. We're going to try to deal some damage there. Luckily, I got some pretty strong infantry there with 3 chevrons. That's really holding the line for me here. As we got a big old route going down here, this is a good time to get our little cav into them. We've got a mass route happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's like Christmas with these blinking lights. It's going down. Okay. So this battle is going to be pretty much wrapped up with this because everything is just going to route right along with the rest of them. So that's really good news. We'll use our cav to run down these heftier units. Let's get the artillery off so we don't shoot our own cav. But we're going to be running down these little busters as best we can. And then we'll clean up the rest of their mess over here on the left, which should be pretty easy. So this battle's over. Okay, so we pretty much crushed the Spanish army there, to say the least. They are beat down like it ain't even been a beat down before. They got smacked in the face. Bitch slapped, if you will. Man, darned Polish Lithuanians. They're really aggravating me, ladies and gentlemen. Really aggravating me here. Alright, so of course it's another siege of Hungary. What else would we have? Alright, we're gonna have to do this. We are being reinforced by our army in Vienna. I love how the Poles are lining up over here. They're gonna give me some opportunities to get some shots there. There's our reinforcement army coming in. We're going to fast track this battle as much as possible since we've done a lot of sieges or defensive sieges here, but they have laid a pretty good breach in the wall on the side of my fort where all the Polish forces are currently residing. They might as well pop up some tents, though, because it looks like they're camping out, serving up some nice Vienna sausages over there. But they have come out of their slumber, and they look to be pushing on that breach in the wall, although a few of them are doing God knows what. Here comes the cav in. Hopefully they'll go in the fort and run right into our shows to freeze. And we got one unit coming around that's going to meet our reinforcement of our militia and our 2 grenadiers. So everything is lining up just as we wanted it to. Got the grenades ready to fly. Alright, we got some units coming in, and it is cav, so they're going to get a lot of spiky fun. Let's That's nice. Let them go ahead and shoot the walls. And you can see the cav there at the edge of the screen just getting scissored down by our little spikes. They're going to quickly get murdered out of here. Alright. Got both my grenadiers about to lob some grenades. Let's go ahead and go forward, get some more. Ooh, this will be nice. Ooh, Natalie almost took him down. 50 men on that. This will be a nice little chunk taken out too. Alright, nice. He's bit the dust. He's out of there. He's taken down rather easily. Let's go ahead and move around the side of the walls there. Everything looks pretty stable. Alright, why does this always happen to me? Got incoming Reg Horse here. I did get a couple, some nice shots from the walls, man. With the cannons. Took that cav down pretty good. The militia takes the brunt of that charge, and now our grenadiers can just go ahead and open up on them. Of course, they're all reloading because I threw grenades. It is what it is. Alright. Militia can shoot him down if nothing else. Alright, they're finally starting to shoot into him. Got some nice artillery fire coming down on him. Too bad I don't have that cav. It's something that'll be remedied before long. Alright, here comes in an infantry unit trying to take some shots on my militia. We're going to go ahead and run in on that unit, try to take him out. Everything else is looking really good. As the poles are stacked up outside of the fort, there is a couple units that are inside, but they're just right at that corner area. Grenades away. He's getting some nice shots in on my... Oh, here comes some cav about to hit me too. I feel like I've seen this before in this campaign. Like 100 times. Yeah, my militia's already starting to say, I'm out of here. Here comes another cav. We got a good shot on that cav. But my other grenadier is starting to waver. They should hold up versus these cav units. We'll see. Hit me in motion too. That hurt. That definitely hurt. Trying to lob some grenades on them. I just can't seem to... I mean, they're just moving too fast because they're just cycling charges on me. There we go. Should get some grenades popping on them. A couple of them exploding. They routed my grenadier too. Son of a gun, it was my Hungarian grenadier. They got their infantry coming over to support. Luckily, I am getting artillery support. Oh man, they're mowing me over like I'm a lawn. Like I'm some tall grass or something. Alright, meanwhile in the fort, that unit's still just hanging out like he's, might as well pitch the tents too. Alright, we're going to use the grenadiers and bayonet charges. Both those cav are kind of standing off. They're still there, but... Alright, one of them is broken. The other one is on the verge of it. understand why these infantry won't come in the fort. Let's get this grenadier the hell out of there. Okay. They are somewhat coming in the fort here, trying to take the center, but like haphazardly, however you want to say it. Okay, there we go. Got him down pretty good with the canister shot. Not paying attention. I'm about to lose another section of my wall and some of my militia on the top of said wall. Got militia coming in as replacements for my other militia and my grenadier that routed. Alright, the grenades are really popping them off. And working 2 grenadiers here. Grenades are just doing something special there. Super special. I just love those units. They really add some enjoyment to the game, I tell you. Alright, so we got some problems here. 2 line versus 3 militia is a loss for me, especially because it's going to be these super fast reloading AI lines. Let's go ahead and see if we can maneuver around them. I'm sure these guys are pretty tired, or they're going to be worse off tired than us. Our militia can move faster than their line, too, by the way. If I take a couple hits with some volleys, I'm fine with it. Okay, we almost got our militia back over to the walls. Everything else is really stable, actually. What we're doing is we're laying down some covering fire. Got 1 unit, and then we're kind of like doing leapfrogs to make our way back. Which we're slowly doing. give you some close-up of this Grenadiers here. Get several lobs into him as quickly as possible. Another unit bites the dust. All right. Got another one coming in over here. Hopefully this will be the last invasion of Poland. Of course, I've said that probably a couple times. Alright, they're into me over here. Just gonna, if I have to, I'll just canister my own men, run into them. I don't care what we gotta do. Getting the grenades going into them over here. Misclick. Gonna save him a couple 20-something men. Slow micro on my part there. Ooh, that was a nice hit right there. I don't know how many we killed, but it certainly lit up that little crevice. About to lose my militia. It's got 74 men still. Alright, that pretty much wraps up this battle, so I'm going to go ahead and speed through that. Big shout out to our channel members. Thank you, as always, for the support to the channel. If you want to become a channel member, also, don't forget to hit that up. And you get exclusive access and early access to content before it's available to the other regular subscribers. Also, don't forget you can also subscribe if you can't do anything extra, and giving the videos a like also do help the channel as well. Appreciate everybody's support as always as we come to end. As you can see, the Ottomans did land that invasion force over there in southern Austria, so we're going to have a pretty good force that we're going to have to deal with from the Ottomans, invasion force, that is. And also, I don't know if I said this, but Transylvania did fall to the Russians from our ally or protectorate, Venice, who was holding it. So the Russians are coming in. We might start seeing the Russians joining the Poles in some assaults on Hungary soon, which will be no bueno. But anyways, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget, we're going to have another one out soon, and we're going to continue this all-out war campaign. We'll see you on the next one. And interestingly enough, we're ending this video off almost exactly where we started it. You'll see what I mean.